What does your favorite Epic the Musical song say about you according to a psychology graduate student? Part 18. Alright, Epic fandom, I have a bone to pick with you. The whole point of my series is that I give you an educated psychological analysis based upon what your favorite song says about you. You know the drill. I've done it to Has Been, Hell of a Boss, Steven Universe, and now Epic. We have a great time. The point being, I take the favorite songs, aka the highest requested songs, and I make a video about it. Now, in no way, shape, or form has anything from the Cyclops saga been the favorite. And then, magically, for no reason at all, I open up my phone today because one Danny Mata has dropped his Cyclops Saga reaction. Now suddenly, y'all are sliding into my DMs like a bunch of fan and frat boys being like, hey, why did you never do the Cyclops Saga? Where's Survive? Where is it? We don't know. Why didn't you do it? Oh, don't act like you don't know what this is. One of your favorite creators did a reaction and now you want me to talk about it. I see you. And yes, his video was hilarious. It made me snort laugh into my coffee. The Polity's death scene is a canon event, and we all loved it. But don't you act like you requested this song and I just ignored you. Absolutely not. But since we're on the topic of being ignored, if this is your favorite song in the Epic the Musical entire show, then it's gonna put you into some pretty distinct camps, starting with camp number 1. Hello, oldest child energy. How are you? Now, I don't put a lot of stock into horoscopes, which is funny because that's kind of what my series is, but with a psychological twist. You radiate Capricorn energy. You are the kind of person who takes responsibility completely on yourself and you don't expect to have recognition for it. Now, you don't have to be the oldest child, it's just oldest child energy. You give off the vibe of someone who has been made the helper from a very young age. No longer were you the baby. No, no, no. The second your siblings popped out, suddenly you're responsible for every single thing in their lives. And yet, every single thing that they do is your fault. Now, if you're not an older sibling, you still have this vibe, whether it's in work, your creative pursuits, your friend group, even your own responsibility to yourself. Everything is always your fault. Now, you'll forgive the faults of other people. That's fine. Your friends can make mistakes. Your partner, your loved ones, mistakes happen. Human beings will human. And yet that doesn't apply to you. Why is that? When you listen to this song, you associate and you empathize with Odysseus. You can feel what he feels when he's just standing there completely shell-shocked watching his men get slaughtered around him because he made a mistake. Now, why is that in your life? Mistakes feel that big. It can be something simple, but the anxiety that you feel, probably because you have to put a face to the rest of the world, and you are so terrified of that brand, that image, anything about you being completely destroyed by one wrong comment, one wrong joke, one wrong anything, is so terrifying. You live with generalized anxiety. You have the kind of presence where you will take charge. You can be a leader. Do you really want to be? Probably not. But you're actually a really good leader when you have to be because you have creative ideas, because you have the presence of mind to step up, take charge, especially if other people are doing it poorly. But that also means that all the responsibility is on you. Is it the grand scale of your entire crew being slaughtered? No, but it can feel that way, can't it? Camp number 2. The words, I told you so, are so ingrained in your vocabulary, you could probably have them etched on your tombstone. You have that kind of personality where you have the forward thinking, you have the ability to read people really well, and you have, whether that's through ADHD, autism, whatever your flavor is, you have the ability to look past the facade that other people have and see exactly what is going on. You are the friend that if another person is with someone that's a little shady, you go, I don't know if you should date that person. I don't know if you should get involved with that human being. And then inevitably they do, and you're right there with I told you so. Some people are extremely gracious. You are not one of those people. You have no problem saying, why do people not listen to me? And that is actually one of your biggest fears. And that's something that a lot of people don't actually take the time to think about. how much we appreciate when people listen to us, how important communication is to us. You have the tendency to over-explain, to communicate so hard that you actually get lost in translation. You can't just say, hey, you know what? I'm really sorry I did this. You've got to give a full explanation. You have to explain your side of the story. You have to make sure that people understand what you truly mean, because from a young age, it may not have been the case. Whether you were the class clown, whether you were the person who was trying so hard to just fit in and excel to what your parents or teachers or even yourself expected, you always feel like you are under judgments from every single person. And if you don't present yourself right, you're not going to get heard, because it's a very good possibility that there have been some troubles in your life that you weren't understood through, and it made things so much worse. And camp number 3, what up D&D nerds, how you doing? You've been featured in a few of these videos and you will continue to be featured. Don't you worry, you're not escaping my clutches, because Epic is essentially one giant D&D campaign where people make really, really bad choices. So, D&D. However, you are a very specific flavor of D&D player. You really care about the lore, like that's super important to you, but you also really care about action and, once again, having people listen to the plan. You are a planner. You cannot stand when people will go in and do something stupid. You are the player that if you had entered into the cave, saw the sheep, you would have been like, this is too perfect. Does anyone else feel like this is a trap? Because it feels like a trap. And then when the trap is sprung, you go, what did I say? Tying into camp 2, I told you so. And yet you are also the player who will be kind of that person who jumps in and makes chaos because you're bored and you want to see what happens. You walk that fine line of both, and not a lot of people do that. Usually you have planners and you have like executioners. You walk the fine line. You kind of get to a point where you can see where something's going to happen, but you want to know what's going to happen just for the hell of it. And I find you simultaneously interesting and kind of terrifying at the same time. What's this? An elusive Camp 4? Those who have been with me for a while know what Camp 4 means, so get your juice box because it's about to get painful in here. You have been warned. When was the last time you felt like you actually mattered? Like your contributions to the world mattered? Like in, 100 years, nothing that you do is going to have any worth, so why do anything? How's that depression that you try to hide from everyone, that you're actually squashing down and just trying your hardest to get through every single day, even though it feels like you're dying inside and no one notices, because you would never burden the people around you by telling them how sad and scared you truly are. Your imposter syndrome is so ingrained in you that even if I were to tell you that you deserve every single thing you have, you wouldn't believe me. Because either there's somebody who's doing it better, or you have masterfully manipulated people into actually liking you, because no one would actually like your personality. No, you're far too flawed. I have some news for you, my darling. Look into the windows to my soul. You matter. You matter. Your contributions do matter. They bring people joy. They bring people sadness. They bring people emotion. Sadness does not have to be a bad thing. I make a lot of people sad in these videos, but it always has a reason. You are the friend who is responsible for everything, and yet you're also the friend that people talk to and confide in and say when they have a problem, because they know they can count on you to help them out of it, because you are a wonderful friend. You are a truly magnificent friend. And that is such a wonderful thing to be. And it's a hard thing to be for a lot of people. There's a lot of fair weather friends out there, but not you. When you have determined that someone has broken through your walls, that person means so much to you. You have so easily been able to cut yourself off if someone hurts you. But if it's someone who's close to you, you will give up everything you can to make sure that they sleep at night. Whether that's your time, your energy, your sleep, your funds, your anything you would give to them, because you feel like you are so lucky to have them in your lives, and you are, but they are also lucky to have you. You matter. The things you do matter, and I'm so proud of you for being here. And it's okay to take a break. You don't have to take on the burden of the world. You don't have to carry something that's not yours. You are enough all on your own. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy you're here, and I'll see you in the next part. Stay classy, my darlings.